Okay, we should be live.
Okay, thank you, Aria. So before we go ahead and jump into official action, I just want to make sure that we have a record of everyone who's here. So I'm going to go through and do a quick roll call. All right, so for the Carroll County Commissioners, Bill Brown. Okay, sounds like Bill's not here. For the Carroll County Council, Josh Plew. Okay, don't see Josh. Mayor of Delphi, Anita Whirling. All right, sounds like Anita wasn't able to make it. Delphi City Council, Mike Isley.
Yes, I'm here.
All right, great. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Next on my list is Pete Wagner, who just said he was here. So Pete, I know you're here. I won't call on you again.
Okay.
Yeah, Florida Town Council, either Vincent Seward or Jaretta Tinsman.
Ooh.
All right, sounds like neither of those people are here. So for NDOT, do we have Marcia and Jackie on again?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, so there's both Marcia and Jackie. All right, and then, so I am here also as a non-voting member. I am Tim Stroshine, the proxy for the Tippecanoe County Area Plan Commission Executive Director, Sally Fahey. So I'm here on her behalf. And then also on my list here, Robert Dirks as a non-voting member from Federal Highway. Okay, and from the Carroll County EDC, Miriam Robeson. I thought I saw Miriam on. Do we have you? Are you on, Miriam? All right. Well, perhaps not, but that's okay. Okay. So, do we have anyone else that I missed? Okay. I will take that as no, that we have everyone who's supposed to be on. So we do have a quorum. And Pete, since the mayor is not here, I believe I'll have you go ahead and run this if that's okay with you.
That's all right.
All right, thank you.
Okay. All right. And reading the minutes here. I need to get a better view of. Just gonna get off of this. Get back here. Can't read that real well. Let's see. There we go. I'm trying to open up a copy of the agenda that I can read. I can't see. There, now I see it. Okay. I guess first thing we need to do is the minutes from the August the 13th meeting. I wasn't at that meeting, so I don't know whether we can approve them or not. Is there anyone present here today that was at the meeting on August the 13th?
So I did just want to jump in here real quick and mention that we do have several sets of meeting minutes to approve, just because we have not been able to get a quorum for a little bit there. So
right, you got the minutes from the August 13th, August the 11th, and February the 11th, right?
Yes, and also November the 12th. So we got two from 2019 and two from 2020.
Got 4 sets of minutes. I was
Right.
at some, I was at most of those. Is there anyone here that has any corrections or additions to the minutes? If not, I'd say they'll just stand approved as presented.
Okay. Yeah. Could we get, just to make it official, a roll call vote on that?
Yes. Let's just make a roll call vote for all four.
Right.
That would be. So those in favor of approving the minutes, I guess say yes, and those that are opposed would say no. Yes. The minutes have been reviewed and approved. So all four sets. So that brings us to the traffic counts, and I'll turn that back over to you.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to go ahead and, for those of us who are able to see my screen, scroll down to some maps. They are also included in the packet, but I'm going to turn it over to Aria Steiger, our transportation planner, to discuss what's happened with those. So Aria?
Okay, so this year we had planned to do counts revolving around CAFOs and their truck traffic, confined ag feeding operations. That was the plan that we had come up with back in 2019. Of course, this year, the traffic situation was not as we had predicted it would be. The stay-at-home order and various changes to traffic patterns have altered those plans. So to accommodate for the changes in traffic, we split up our counts this year into two parts. We did the first phase, I guess you could say, of the non-CAFO related counts. So these are all the counts basically in the towns, so that hopefully they wouldn't be as impacted by that stay-at-home order. So these were taken in the spring during the most intense initial time of that COVID. And we took 19 counts at that time. The data here is before you on the screen. It's lower than previous years in those locations where you can compare. I think that's expected. INDOT does not provide any special adjustment factor for COVID, so we were only able to apply our usual seasonal adjustment factors to get the annual average daily traffic from the counts we took. If INDOT does ever provide an adjustment factor for COVID, we will add that to try and get some numbers that are more comparable to other years. But for the time being, these numbers are going to have to be asterisk COVID. So that was the first set. The second set we had was the remaining 46 counts. And we just finished those up a week, 2 weeks ago, I think a week ago. And these were all the ones that were more specifically targeted at those CAFO operations and other truck traffic generators or destinations. So again, the counts are lower in many of the places that are comparable to previous years. Many of these locations are new locations we've never counted before. So we don't really have a comparison against historical data for a lot of these. But that was kind of the point, was to get a sense of how much truck traffic was on some of these unusual roads. Again, if there are any adjustment factors for COVID, we will take those into account once we have those. I think we can look at these numbers and they're still useful. I think we can use them sort of as a rough order of magnitude, look at these roads and their traffic, and we can also use them to kind of look at the proportion of truck versus non-truck traffic on them when we finish getting that classification data for different types of trucks. So there is still value in this data, and if nothing else, it will tell us which roads we don't ever need to count again if we ever do a study like this again. You can see one of these counts, I think near the bottom there, had 12 annual average daily traffic. We recounted that site because the first time it had 9, and I worried that, you know, maybe there was an error with the counter, but no, we took it again, it was 12. So 12 and 9, statistically basically the same. So that road just has no traffic on it. So now we know. No point in taking that count again for trucks or otherwise. What's up, Peter? Were you saying something there?
Yes, I'm here. I just had somebody come to the door.
I see. Sorry, I thought I couldn't hear you in the background there. Okay, so we are working on finishing up getting the actual truck data for these, and we should have that for you at the next meeting here. But this is kind of the entire traffic count overview that you see before you. So do you have any questions about this data?
No, I don't have any questions about it. It'd be interesting to see when you get it all completed, and you'll probably have that at the next meeting.
Certainly. Did anyone else have any questions on this data?
I believe not.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome.
Yeah, so just a couple of things I wanted to add on to what Aria said, just so that everyone is aware. So as we kind of usually do, we still have some counts to take next spring, spring of 2021. So we will be doing that, and at our next meeting in February, we will provide a kind of proposal for where we want to take counts next year. We'll be working with whoever Paul Coates' replacement is at the County Highway Department to kind of help develop that list. So we'll have some more information for you guys about next year's counts at that February meeting.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
And then one other thing, additionally, if in the future we want to kind of relook at this and maybe wait a couple years for traffic count patterns to normalize a bit, then we may kind of use this set of count locations as our base, and then kind of retake some of these counts and see maybe what it looks like in a year with more normal expected traffic patterns. So that's something that's also on the table. And like I said, we will be working with the new Carroll County Highway Department director on that. So we'll see where that goes.
That sounds like a reasonable approach anyway. So I guess there's a lot of unknowns with the new highway director coming in, so we'll find out. This gives him good information to get started with, though. Is there anything else on traffic counts? No. Let's see. The next item is what? NDOT projects?
Yes. So this was something that we had some questions about, some projects on in our last meeting at our committees. So I'm kind of scrolling over it in the minutes here for those of us that can see it. It's under the August minutes. We had some questions as a follow-up, specifically August 2020. Under the NDOT 18-month flooding list, there were some questions about State Road 75 project, which had been moved, and then a project in State Road 22 was eliminated, and we thought that was probably due to something going on in the Greenfield district. It was moved to be bundled with a contract there. So just wanted to see if NDOT had any updates about those or any other projects that they thought would be important to the committee.
Mm-hmm. Did you get any updates from NDOT on those?
We have passed along everything we've gotten from them. So we have not gotten anything since our last meeting. So that's why it was on the agenda, just to double check to see if there were any significant changes, or if anyone on the committee has any questions. Certainly we're happy to take those and work within that on that.
Hey, Tim. Tim?
Yes, go ahead, Marcia.
Okay, so back in August, I sent you an email on the State Road 22,
Mm-hmm.
1901563. Is that on this one?
Yes, that's the project, yes.
Okay, I sent you an email in August.
Yep.
That said the Greenfield District had eliminated that project and it was to be reprogrammed at a later date.
Right, okay, yep.
And what was it? Hang on, let me see if I got anything else. And 1600-507, which was 38757.
Mm-hmm.
US 421 overlay. The work on that one was complete.
Okay, yeah.
Are we missing anything else?
Yeah, I don't think that there were, those had been previously distributed to the rest of the committees, so we were just checking to see if there was anything new, but it sounds like there
Okay,
hasn't
so
been, which is fine.
And also, just to follow up on State Road 75, it did move out fiscal years, but it's just going to move out a year, so it's still moving along.
Okay, so is the July 2022 letting still the plan for that one, Jackie?
Let me confirm. I've got it pulled up right here. Hold on a minute here. My apologies.
Oh, no problem. Take your time.
Yes, July 13th, 2022. Yep.
Great. Thank you both for following up on that. We appreciate that.
Yep. And if you guys have any other questions, don't hesitate to email and let Marcia and I know.
All right. Is there anything further on the NDOT projects? What about the letting list, the 18-month letting list?
Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and cover that now. I'm trying to scroll down to it in the online meeting so that we can all see it. So this was included in the packet near the end. So most of the projects are still the same. There haven't been many changes. Everything is kind of progressing as expected. We did get several new projects to be let in 2022, in March of 2022, along State Road 25. They're all bridge thin deck overlay projects. And it looks like they're all bundled together in a contract. I see the same contract number B42506. So it looks like those will be something to continue to watch for in 2022. So other than that, we didn't have any bid letting results to report, and everything else is the same as compared to previous 18-month letting lists. So that's the only update I have. So are there any questions, or maybe any our NDOT personnel have some updates? I'm kind of guessing not, since we just talked about the projects we would probably have updates on, but just in case. All right, then it sounds like that is all for the 18-month letting list.
All right. All right. Grant and fiscal year 21 grant and work items. Anything there?
Yes, so I just wanted to highlight a couple of things that are in the grant that we are able to do for you guys, just to make sure that everyone is aware. The first one is a crash data review. We do that every 3 years, and this fiscal year is the year that is due. So we will be working on that and getting you a crash report with some updated data from the last 3 years. So that'll be 17, 18, and 19 data, since we won't have 2020 data by the time we need to get this done. So 17, 18, 19 data. And so that's one thing we're going to be working on. And then the other thing I wanted to highlight is something that is a possibility for us to do at the request of any local government agencies or law enforcement agencies, and that would be a speed study. We have done a few of those in the past, but we just wanted to remind everyone that that is something that we can get some data for that from our traffic counts. We get speed data from those. So if that's something that is of interest, just feel free to contact us and we will put something together for you. So just wanted to highlight that that is also a thing that is available under our grant.
Okay. Sounds good. See, this November lettings. Is there anything else that, Tim, do you have anything else that needs to be discussed today?
I do not have any additional items from our end, no.
Is anyone else that's in attendance got any other items that need to be brought up? Just a point of interest, what is, did I recall, is Sally going to retire? Is that correct, or did I dream that?
That is correct. She is retiring. We are kind of in the process of looking for a replacement for her, which is very challenging. I mean, really, can you replace someone with 47 years of experience? No, that doesn't happen. But yeah, so she is going to, once we hire someone to replace her, she is going to kind of stay on for a transition period to kind of help leverage some of that 47 years of experience. But there has not been any kind of official hire for that as of yet. So we're still waiting on that.
So there isn't any firm date as to when that's going to be. It all depends how things work out.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, good enough. All right. Well, I think we need to do a better job on our end of getting some people to attend these meetings. We've had too many meetings here this past year that we haven't even had a quorum. So I guess that's for us to work on our end. So, but appreciate all the information you put together, Tim. And I guess if we do have the meeting dates up there for 2021. Does anyone have any problems with any of those dates? I think these are the normal dates that we would have. It's always the quarterly, and it's always on the second Tuesday, I guess, of the month. So there's no problem. Nobody has a problem with them. They look good to me. We'll just plan on those being our dates for 2021. If there isn't anything else, I'd entertain a motion our meeting be adjourned. I don't hear a motion. But anyway, I think if all the business has been concluded, we will just adjourn the meeting at this point. Thank you.
Thank you, Pete.
Thank you. Thank you, Pete.
You bet.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you next year, Tim.
Yes, next year will be next year. Yep.
Okay. All right. I hope things work out with Sally.